Hi everybody. So today we are doing lesson 2 and we're continuing to work on fractions. And so our objective today is that we will be able to partition. Remember, we're breaking apart. Partitioning means like breaking apart. That's how you can think of it. A whole into equal parts by identifying and counting the unit fractions. Okay, so let's review what a fraction is. Right here I have a fraction, 1/4. That top number right here, this is what they call a numerator. Okay, that's a fancy word for the top number, a numerator. And that is the number of shaded parts, or maybe it's the number of parts that were eaten. Okay, so it just depends on the scenario. The bottom number is the number, which is called the denominator. So that is also a very fancy word for that bottom number, denominator. And that's the number of equal parts that the whole has been cut into, okay? So let's say we have this piece of paper, and I am going to partition. I'm going to break this apart. We're going to cut it apart into 4 equal pieces. So I drew 3 lines, because remember, when we draw our lines, if we need 4 parts, we just take 4 fingers up, we bring one of our fingers down, and that's how many lines we need to draw. Okay, so that's a trick. So, and then one of these parts is shaded, right? So each of these parts is a unit fraction. So this is 1/4, this is 1/4, this is 1/4, and this is 1/4. Okay, pretty cool, right? All right, let's go on. Okay, the first thing we want to identify, right? That's one of our objectives, is to identify equal parts of a whole. So here it's wanting us to circle the strips that are cut into equal parts. So we need to look at each of these strips and figure out, do those parts all look equal? Let's take a look. So I'm looking at this one right here first, and I notice that these 2 pieces right here, these ones are good. Those are equal. But then this piece right here, whoa, that one is not equal. So this one is not a strip that has equal parts. And then I have this one over here. This is the one I'm looking at now. These ones look good, right? They each look like each one of these rectangles has equal parts. So I'm going to circle that one. That one looks good. And then I'll look at this one right here. Again, look at this. Each one of those rectangles looks like it has equal parts. So I'm going to circle that one. And then this one here, if you look at this one right here, that one looks much longer, right, than this one right here. So that one does not have equal parts. So when you guys do your homework, you're going to have to identify strips like this, figure out which ones look like they have equal parts. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and number these so you know which one I'm on. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And here what we're doing is we are going to look at each strip and we're going to figure out how many equal parts does it have and how many shaded parts does each strip have. Okay, and I'm also going to do a bonus for some of you who really want to start diving even deeper into creating a fraction out of this, okay? So I'm going to do some fractions over here on the side. Okay, so let's look at number 1. There are blank equal parts in all. Well, let's look at this strip. How many parts does it have? It has, let's just count it up. 1, 2, it has 2 parts, right? Now, how many parts of this strip is shaded? Well, only 1. So now let's make a fraction out of this. So remember our top number here, this is the number of shaded parts, or maybe number of parts cut out or highlighted parts, right? In this case, it's shaded. So how many parts are shaded? Only 1. So that top number is going to be 1. And then the bottom number is the number of equal parts that whole strip has. So how many parts does that whole strip have? It has 2 parts, right? 2 equal parts. So then the bottom number will be 2. So our fraction for this one is 1/2. Number 2, there are how many equal parts in all? 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to put 3 here. And how many parts are shaded? Only 1. So let's make this into a fraction. The top number is that's shaded. How many parts are shaded? Only 1. And then the bottom is the total number of equal parts, and we have 3. So the fraction here is 1/3. And then we have number 3. Let's go with how many equal parts in all? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm going to put a 5 here. How many parts are shaded? Only 1. And then we'll make this one into a fraction. The top number is how many parts are shaded? What do you guys think? 1, right? 1 part is shaded, so that's the top number. How many equal parts in all? 5. So the fraction there is 1/5. And then this last one, number 4. We're going to count up how many equal parts because each of these squares looks exactly equal. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Wow. And then how many parts are shaded? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 parts are shaded. So now let's put this into a fraction. The top number is the number of shaded parts, which is what? 7. And then the total of equal parts in all is 14. So we have 7/14 as our fraction for that one. So this is also going to be something that you're going to see on your homework today, okay? That you guys are going to have to identify how many equal parts and how many parts are shaded. And if you want to do the bonus is putting the fraction on the side there. I would love to see that. And then the last part here is we are going to do a word problem. This says Noah, let me highlight this for you guys. Noah, Pedro, and Sharon share a whole candy bar fairly. Okay, that means they're going to have an equal piece each. Draw the candy bar. That's our first step. Then label Sharon's fraction of the candy bar. So we're going to see what fraction does Sharon get of that candy bar. So let's draw our candy bar here. And so let's count how many people we're sharing this candy bar between. And we have 1, 2, 3. We have 3 people we're sharing it between. So if I know that I'm going to break this candy bar into 3 equal parts, I'm going to put 3 fingers up. I'm going to take 1 finger away. That means I'm going to draw 2 lines. So I can make sure that I split this candy bar up equally between 3 people. Now I need to label which part does Sharon get of this candy bar. Well, I'm going to say Sharon gets this part. I'm just going to put an S for Sharon. And so if I was to put this into a fraction, so I know so let's put this into a fraction. How many parts do we have? 3, right? We have 3 equal parts. So that's going to go on the bottom. And then Sharon's getting one of these parts, right? So this is the bite that she gets. So her fraction is 1/3 of the candy bar. Sharon gets 1/3 of the candy bar. Okay, so you guys are going to do something very similar to this. Your word problem is actually going to be on Seesaw. So make sure you do your workbook page, but then go to Seesaw and do the word problem that I am posting for you guys. So let's discuss what you guys are going to see on your work. And so this is the lesson for today. Pretty easy peasy, right? So let's discuss what your homework is going to be in your Eureka Learn books. So for your work today, you guys are going to be doing this page. And the first thing you're going to be asked to do is number 1, circle the strips that are folded to make equal parts. So circle the ones that you see have equal parts. Number 2 is very similar to what I just did. And you guys will be identifying how many equal parts each strip has. But then also you're going to identify how many shaded parts each part has. Then as a bonus, like I discussed in the video, as a bonus, you can, on the side here, you guys can write what the fraction is. So for this one, for number 2, you would on the side here put the total number of equal parts, and then on the top, the number of shaded parts. So that is a bonus. And then you're going to go to Seesaw, and there will be a word problem that you need to complete. Good luck with your work. Make sure that you come to the help group if you need support on this. And the secret password for today is rainbows.